Let's face it, politics is an absolute joke. I'm Matt Richardson, and I've always suspected that literally anyone could do a better job of running the country than the clowns in Westminster. So I decided to put it to the test. Each week I sit down with a special guest who's suddenly and unexpectedly been elected Prime Minister and advise them on 3 policies they think will transform the country. Welcome to I Am Prime Minister. For the final time this series, it's my honour to introduce our newest Prime Minister to the nation. Prior to running for office, he was an award-winning writer and comedian, racking up appearances on Live at the Apollo, The News Quiz, and his own viral lockdown show, Stand Up From the Shed. His hugely acclaimed tour, Blood Sugar Baby, was recently broadcast on BBC Radio 4, and now he's here to sort out the country's problems. It's the hardest working man in comedy and now politics. Scott Bennett, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I love the hardest working because it doesn't imply funniest, does it?
Look, you're very funny. What I would say is we all discuss who you owe money to.
Right. Okay.
The amount you gig, we're all like, who's he in bed with? Because I'd have a day off if I was him. But you can't have a day off now because you're now Prime Minister. Who knew? Royal variety to PM.
It's been what I've been training for, you see. If I can, that's what they always say, the hours are terrible. I think I can do it. I think I'm working harder than Starmer at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. And you're actually appealing to older people with your Radio 4 career.
Exactly. I'm keeping them warm through laughter. I'm not cutting their winter fuel.
Also, I guess maybe Starmer should just do the news quiz a few times. That might really up his game.
I think it'd be a great thing. I think they would actually get a little... Well, it'll turn into a bit of anger, though, won't it? It turns into people just berating people and stuff. They'd have him in a headlock by round 2.
Yeah, imagine that. Andy Zaltzman with a man in a headlock. The most violent Radio 4 moment of all time. Lovely. Okay, now you are Prime Minister. It was a sudden victory. We need to work out your policies and what we're going to do to fix the country. Can we hear your first policy, please, Prime Minister?
My first policy is we need to shut down these working farms. And I don't know, you haven't got children, Matthew.
No, I don't.
I need to make you aware of it. It's the biggest racket that's going at the moment. It's the self-service culture infiltrating nature, and it needs to end.
Right. So what do you mean by self-service? Explain what you do at these farms to me.
You pay to go in to the farm.
Yeah.
And then you have to pay again to feed their animals. Okay? So you have to pay for feed. You get a bag of feed. And they say, do you want 4 legs or 2 legs? And you're like, hang on a minute. I'm in Fred Perry and flip-flops here. I've come for an ice cream and a day out, and now I'm on the payroll. They 4 legs or 2. So you get these bags of grain.
So you need 2 bags already.
2
the
bags
kids aren't
already.
Not feeding the chickens.
Yeah, you label. Yeah, because then you're the parent. Then you're the arsehole, aren't you? Are we not feeding the chickens, Dad? No, because it's a 10 quid a bag. I'm not feeding. I'm already paid. He's already stung me at the doorway. And you go in there and you walk round and you sort of look at. You feed their animals, and I mean, the only thing I've ever delivered is a joke. I don't know why I'm involved in, where's it going to end? Am I going to be, having my hand up a cow's arse? Is that where we're going? It's just this idea that they've sort of commercialised an experience. And then the day seems to be the same day. I think I've been to like 4 or 5, and it's always the same day. Your kids sit on a hay bale, and they sort of, twice a day, they traffic round this bewildered guinea pig. This guinea pig gets passed round, and all these kids are mauling it. And I don't know what that guinea pig's life is. He's just, every day, twice a day, he's like, we're getting passed round by these children now.
So they are working farms, technically, but it is a racket, you reckon?
They are farms, but I just feel like I'm all for supporting agriculture through votes. But what I am not willing to do is work for them.
Well, unless you can get the same tax on inheritance as them at the end of it.
Well, that's the other thing is like
and drive off in a brand new Range Rover.
Well, they've got a real good racket because he's got the farm, he's got the ice cream shop, he's got the farm shop, he's doing big breakfasts. I thought, my God, that's diversification. That is.
And are these places rammed?
They're always busy, right? And in the summer,
Mad.
the other thing is what I find disturbing is we always have to explain to my youngest that she's not traumatized by seeing a massive horse's phallus, and that's a conversation you don't want in the car on the way home. You always see a
No.
big horse cock. I
Yeah.
don't care what time of year you go, and the horse knows. He's proud of it. He's stood on the fence.
How much do you have to pay to clean his sheath?
Well, this is the thing. When it runs, it honestly, Matthew, it hit his belly, and I could hear it, and it was like when a bungee strap works loose when you're driving behind a vehicle like an articulated lorry, and there's a bungee strap going like
Yeah.
that, and you think, God, this is going to kill us here. That's the same reaction I have.
So it's cost you 80 quid to be emasculated as well.
Yeah, because I feel anger and jealousy. That's the.
Well, talking about this, you're right. This is an incredibly popular thing. The National Farm Attractions Network estimates there are around 400 farm and rural attractions in the UK, welcoming 45 million visitors a year.
See what I'm talking about.
And it's only gone up since COVID. I mean, do you think this is because people are desperate for things to do with their children and will do anything? Or do you think it's a sort of weird fascination with the countryside?
I think what it is it's an alternative to the park. It's a Sunday. Your kids won't walk. This is the other reality. No child is going to walk voluntarily. If you suggest it to them, they'll look at you like you've said, do you want waterboarding? They don't want to walk. So you combine that with distraction. It's all distraction with kids. And so you give them something to do. Kids love a job, don't they? So
Yeah,
get them
they
to
do.
get them to feed a sad chicken.
Unless it's their own pet.
Well, this is the mad thing. I've said to Gemma, we got them guinea pigs. They couldn't give a shit.
No.
I pay 35 quid. They can't keep their hands off them. It makes no sense.
It's mad, isn't it? Because I think nowadays, it used to be you'd go to the park, you'd ride your bike, you'd go to something like a zoo once a year, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it feels like now parents have turned this into a weekly outing.
Well, the other thing as well is I feel like it's an artificial experience. I think if we were going to do a farm, let's have some proper farming.
Yes.
Let's have calves being delivered. Let's
Yeah.
have, let them get bond with an animal that's going to be taken to a slaughterhouse. Let's
at
have some
4 a.m.
reality. Yeah, up at 4 a.m, getting into traffic, slowing everyone down in rush hour.
Sat doing the maths on a terrible harvest, what you got to sell.
Let's have some proper pressure.
It's
You
been
know what I mean?
Disneyfied, hasn't it? That's the problem.
I'd love it if they said from 4 till 6, foot and mouth. Instead of passing around a guinea pig.
Right,
foot
it's the
and
bird
mouth.
flu cull. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's have some reality. Let's have some unpolished reality. Because
Yeah.
that's the problem now. These experiences, I've got a real bugbear with them saying that they're not really.
No, they're not.
Because you're paying. It's Alton Towers on hay. Isn't it, really,
Yeah.
when you actually think about it?
Because
It's
also,
this-
do you think they then go away and because farming is a very difficult job, right? And
Really?
we have all been
Yeah.
given this unbelievably easy view of it. So kids are going away going, what they were moaning about these farmers?
Yeah.
You fuck all.
Yeah, and he's got a trampoline. He's got a trampoline in a bouncy castle. There's a Bluebell's ice cream parlour. I don't know why they're whinging. Why are they marching?
So is it just these that you think are the problem, these specific farm ones, or are there other children's attractions you think should go in the ban?
What it is, it's the commercialisation of something that should be pure and like nature. Do you know what I mean? I feel like it's this idea that we're getting stung every single step of the way. And you're quite right in that the whole game's changed now. Like you organise a kids' party, you're trampolining. That's 200 quid straight out the gate. And it's just this idea that experiences are always coming at a cost.
It's happened in adulthood as well, like you can't just go to a pub anymore. You've got to go axe throwing. You've got to go to flight club. And it feels like we're constantly looking for another rather than just talking to each other and dealing with our problems ourselves.
Well, that's the other. Yeah, I mean, the axe throwing's a brilliant example. Someone's looked at that and thought, they serve booze. You know what we should add into this? A tomahawk.
Mate, have you ever done a gig at an axe throwing place? Because I have.
I have. Yeah,
Awful.
and they're not. I mean, they're not axe throwing while you're on, which is a
No.
relief.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
imagine just hearing the thud of an axe hit a wall. End of a punchline, no laughter, just the thud of metal behind you. Fa-doom. Okay,
Well, that's
that one
me off.
didn't go well.
Yeah.
That's. I'm going to wrap up now. But it's that thing of yes, it's the same day. That's the other thing is that every time your child bonds with an animal, right? So this is partly the problem. Your child bonds with a goat, right? And you go just stroke the goat, feel nature. It's in your hands, and then as soon as they finish, you're like, wash your hands, you're going to die. Set fire to your clothes. They're riddled with the diseases. Wash your hands. There's signs everywhere. Wash your hands. Get your hands out your mouth. There's parents just slapping children's hands. Get your hands out your mouth, you dirty boy. Like that. And then you go from that moment of bonding. I don't know. I just feel like maybe I grew up in the countryside, and there's, we used to wander through fields all the time, just randomly.
Yeah,
and that
same.
felt a bit, you felt like you learnt more that way, didn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like how to run from a man with a gun, especially when you're teenagers.
Yeah, and then being frightened when you're boxed in by some cows and realising that, there's tons of meat around you.
They can kill you.
It's not a big whinge. It always feels like, it feels like more of a gripe. But a lot of my stuff now is gripes as I get older.
I think you might have a heart attack before you're 50, mate, the way things upset you these days.
I know, I don't have a very short fuse. I don't know what's happened to me.
Absolutely, which I think actually leads on to your next policy, please, Prime Minister. Could you tell us what that is?
The next policy is a new department, and it's called the PGO officers, and it's Petty Grievance Officer.
Lovely.
So these are the moments, because these are the moments. I'm not great at confrontation. I don't know what you're like. I'm not good. And I feel sometimes that I need to hand it over. I need to hand it over to someone else. For the good of society, we need someone impartial to step in and just go, look, you've been out of line, and we can all just move on.
So wait, do these officers deal with you being out of line for something upsetting you, or for the person doing the thing that's upset you, or the problem?
I think it's just a general app. You've got an app or something of that ilk. Something happens. It's like an Uber. You call a petty grievance officer. He comes over. Give you an example. You're on holiday. There's a big sign up that says you can't reserve the sunbeds. People get up at 6 a.m. There's towels everywhere. No one's playing. And it takes one person to break that system for everyone to then compete. And you can be the one to say, this is not the way I want to live. Petty grievance officer, he throws all the towels in the swimming pool and slaps everyone.
Amazing. So I actually have a petty grievance officer in my life, which is my dad, who loves confrontation. I cannot tell you the amount of childhood holidays where my dad has thrown towels into the pool.
That's what, to actually do it, though. We've
all
all
the
imagined
time.
it.
All the
But
time.
doesn't that make your holiday weird when you have to see these same people at breakfast?
No, because people will square up to him. And my dad also, I mean, less so now he's in his 60s, but like, he loves a fight. Like once, I remember we were sort of at a wedding or something, and the group we were with had ordered sandwiches in the bar afterwards. Like, we're back in the hotel, and they went, "Oh, we'll have a platter of sandwiches." A bloke comes over from another table and takes a sandwich. So my dad went and found him and went, "Do you prefer a left or a right?" And the bloke went, "Left," and he belted him with his left hand. Just punched him.
Give him the option, though.
Yeah, but like that, like someone like that, normally I would sit there going, he's just taking our sandwiches. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
Jeff swans in and just fixes it.
Oh, love it. A left from Jeff. What I find is, I've said to Gemma, because Gemma sort of said to me on this holiday, she was like, when I started setting my alarm to get up to compete.
Oh my God, I know.
But the problem is, as I set out the room holding the towel, she says, "Why are you doing it?" And I said, "These people have drawn me into this." And I didn't want to be those people. But the problem is you either, if you don't, because then she benefits from my neurosis, doesn't she?
Yeah, of course she does.
Because I said to her, she's laying on a sun lounge, she's going, "You're ridiculous." I said, "Yeah, but you'd be laying on a pebbly beach."
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've won.
It's little things. Like the other day, I was flying to Aberdeen, in the glamour of this job.
Oh, wow.
And a woman got on the plane, sat in front of me, and she was on a FaceTime call from the boarding to as the wheels lifted up. And we just sat around her going, what the fuck is, like, she's just,
Yeah.
and everyone else is sat there. It's like a 7 a.m. flight. Everyone's sat round just reading the paper or just and she is ruining everyone's space, but none of us have the balls to say anything. Because also these days, you don't know if people are going to kick off, do you? In the world of the individual, no one ever goes, oh, I'm sorry, I'm actually being really out of order here.
Yeah, and also I'm wary of the fact that I've got profile, but very little profile, but it's a negligible profile. Someone starts filming you having a go.
Yeah, mate. That's a
You're
career
knackered.
revival for me.
but then you go, nice guy. You can see it now. Nice, relatable, affable guy has a go at lady for doing a FaceTime call to a dying relative, which you then find out afterwards.
I once, at Luton Airport, someone pushed through the queue to get to the front. She was really irate, this woman. And we were all waiting to, check in or whatever. And she pushed right to the front and she's like screaming at the person. I went, I'm sorry, but there is a queue. And she turned around and she went, my dad has just died. And I'm like, well, then what are you in a rush for?
There's still a queue.
There's still a queue. I don't think your dad's dying wish would be, let's pull at the thread of society, shall we, here?
Yeah. Dying wishes. When his last words, get to the front.
Yeah. It's not Thorpe Park.
I think it's that low level, and we're definitely on different sides of the fence here because Gemma's almost bohemian with it and just go with the flow, and I'm like,
yeah,
no.
She's very chill, isn't she? Your lovely wife.
But I said to her, the problem is that if you don't, sometimes I can't see that in that situation with the sunbeds, how would it have played out if I'm, the one playing by the rules and I lose.
Yeah, you're totally right. I agree with you wholeheartly on this. I think every bus, every train should just have a petty grievance behaviour officer.
Yeah.
Just even in the street the way people are. Don't walk 3 abreast.
Yeah, just sort of things like stop looking up in the air or at your have a bit of direction about you. That's what they'd say. They just stop and going, you're directionless walking and you're annoying everyone. The thing is as well, there's lots of people who would love this job. A lot of pensioners.
Oh my God, yeah.
Get them in an IVs, the pensioners, all day, just going, stop doing that. Get your towel off the sun lounger. They'd love it. And they've got, and the other benefit of it is as well is you'd have people who are probably unpopular anyway, so they don't care about ruining the friendship groups. This is a buzz for these people. But yeah, if you could then, your dad, it would have prevented assault. He could have called a PGO.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the guy could have come in and gone, don't take those sandwiches. And then Jeff would have gone, you got away with that. I was going to give you a left.
I was going to absolutely lamp you. Oh, mate, I love it. I think this might be the most popular policy we've ever had. I think everyone feels like this about the country at the moment, that the little things are causing way bigger issues, and this would sort all that out.
I tell you what it is. It's the entitlement now.
Yeah, totally.
It's the problem. So people who, they don't think of others. They pull up to fill up at a petrol station, go and casually do a shop. Meanwhile, everyone's queuing. At that point, hit the app. The PGO comes in and goes, why are you reading some gravy granules? Stand next to him. We're thinking about doing this for dinner. No, you're not. You're at a petrol station. Out.
I find it in Tesco's when you go into the customer services, you've got to pick up a package and someone's buying their cigarettes, but they decide that rather than just buy the cigarettes and then go to the normal checkout, they'll get them to check out their entire trolley.
Yes.
Unacceptable.
Yeah. Yes.
Unacceptable.
There's got to be a look over your shoulder, mirror signal manoeuvre. There's other people
That's all
involved.
it is, isn't it? Just check around you.
And every time I've gone, you mentioned the trains. Every time I've gone on a train, there's someone sitting in my seat. Every time. And I got on there the other week, and there was a guy sat in my seat, and I said, "That's my seat." He said, "Someone's in my seat," and I was proud of myself. I said, "Well, don't pass the problem on."
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not my problem that
you could have ended
someone's
the
in your
chain
seat.
there.
Yeah. Now what? You could have cut the head off. You could have controlled the virus there.
Yeah. All right then, Prime Minister, these are 2 excellent policies so far. I would love to hear your final policy to improve the country, please.
I think this is a bit of a controversial one, but I would like to caveat this by saying I like old people. Okay? Just going to caveat this. But however...
Don't worry, mate. My demographic and yours, don't worry. You're not going to have any listening to this. It's a podcast. They don't know how.
No, it's not going to happen, is it? Unless it's been represented by Melvin Bragg or Alan Titchmarsh. It's not going to happen. I think there should be a curfew or a off-peak time that retired people can integrate into society. I'll rephrase that. What I mean is there should be an off-peak. So let me give you an example.
Yeah.
Post offices, midday on a Friday, between midday and 2, no retired people can go in and post things.
Great.
It's purely people who are working, who are on a deadline, and the clock's ticking. If they're wandering round, sending that one letter a year to their, son or daughter who's gone to Australia because they're so annoying they had to emigrate from them, that can wait. That can wait. We don't need to do that in peak time and clog up. I think some of it is spite. I think some of it is feeling like they're in the busyness of the world and they're getting energy off people around, like some sort of weird sort of vampire system of drawing. I'm relevant, and I'm among. You are relevant, but you've got to do it within a defined window that doesn't impact on the rest of people who are busy.
Oh my God! So I had this 2 weeks ago. I was at the pharmacy right in town. It's not a pharmacy I normally go to. And there was a queue. There's one woman on. There's the main pharmacist is doing flu jabs. So she's in and out. And there's a queue. And this older lady is waiting at the thing for about 5 minutes while this other girl's running around sorting out everything else. And after a few minutes, and you've come in when it's busy. Everyone else has stood around going, I accept, it's 4 o'clock on a Friday. Everyone's trying to get their stuff before the weekend. She bangs on the desk and she goes, am I invisible or something? And we're all going, wow. You could come any fucking time. And fair play, because the girl went, if you are, we've got nothing for that.
Oh, what a response that is. She's got a future in comedy. That's the greatest heckle slam ever.
All of us were like, oh my God. But you could have come any day. You've chosen the peak time just because then you can be annoyed about it.
Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's like you shouldn't really let people tow caravans in rush hour on the M6.
No,
that shouldn't be acceptable. And it's just, I think it's just everyone's busy, and I've had it before where I see my mum and dad are guilty of this. They will go out and about in rush hour, driving around.
How old are your parents?
75 and 76.
Okay, yeah.
Right?
So that is sort of peak of the beginning of that moment.
Yeah, and so they're out and they're sort of like going in about, and I feel like you should get pulled over and go, where are you going? And they go, I'm off to the shop to get a paper and some milk. And you go, right, it's 8:45 though, and there's a load of people trying to get to work. Come on, what are you doing all day? Just wait. This is an afternoon job. Just wait.
Get it delivered.
I feel like with this and the PGO, my policies are seeming very, very brutal, but I think it's just the awareness. Again, it's an awareness policy that you don't have to be out and about. That's one of the benefits of being retired. The mad thing is my dad said when he was working, I can't wait for the day where I don't have to get up at a certain time and get involved in that rush hour. I don't have to say goodbye to that. You're fucking in it now for a Daily Mirror, you daft bastard. What are you doing?
So you think getting your pension, if you accept your pension, it should be linked to like an off-peak society
like
card.
Super saver.
Yeah.
And you get vouchers. You get stuff like, you get 50p off, I don't know, Ovaltine or whatever they drink.
If you shop outside of the peak times.
It's like...
This is a great idea.
Is it? It feels cruel.
It's like, why do we fly at 6 a.m. with EasyJet? Because it's £13.
Yes, and it's that thing of, if you've got the time... Because also, as well as, I would say... There's better ways to use your time. Go and walk. Go and enjoy the fact that you're not working. I think a lot of it is, I think my dad, one of his ideal things would be to sit outside a Costa and watch people struggling to get to work. I think that's part of it, where he just sits and watches.
Thinking, it's not me.
I'm not involved, mate. And I think there's a level of that in the sort of the enjoyment of not being involved in a rat race.
Yeah, watching everyone speed past you while you're doing 38 on the M1.
Oh my God, yeah.
Where have you got to be?
Yeah, exactly.
That vibe. Oh, yeah.
And it's that thing of, I get why they do it, because the other thing is, if we're talking seriously for a moment, if you don't feel relevant, it's awful. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's
Yeah.
a moment where they go, like, my dad was a fire officer, so he was high adrenaline. He was like risking his life every day, and it stopped at 55. And he was wandering around the garden lost. My mum was like,
Yeah.
if he varnishes that pagoda one more time, I'm going to kill him.
Yeah,
But so the actual idea of feeling like you've got to be involved in society makes you feel like you've got a purpose. Having said that, there is a line where you go, you don't need to be on the M1 at 4:45 on a Friday.
No, get off.
And my mum and dad are shopping, like they go shopping on a night, like on a Friday night big shop. And I said to my mum, it's habitual. You do it. You're a Friday night. You're in with the mums with the big push chairs and they're all slamming into your heels. You could go on a Tuesday at 2 p.m. and sail down those aisles uninterrupted. You could spend as much time as you want. And instead they go in there and they go like breakneck speed, and I just go, this is unnecessary.
Yeah. And you know this, being a comedian, a Tuesday afternoon is the best time to do anything that everyone else is doing at the weekends.
Yeah, drinking. No one's doing that on a Tuesday.
I love going to the pub on a Monday night. Oh, it's great. You're in there with a proper hardcore lot.
Yeah, the people with problems.
Yeah.
People looking at you going, what are you doing drinking like this on a Monday? This is my weekend, baby. I think it's just that feeling of sometimes, I think it's that, I don't know how you do it and how you control it, but I think there needs to be, everyone's busy, and a lot of the tension and the anger comes from people not being able to do. We're all too busy anyway, let's be honest. We've all got too much to do.
But have the farms every weekend.
Yeah. But it's that feeling.
That's real fork to table, a big shop, innit? Going to a farm where you got to work for it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. That is. There's nothing more.
You know what? Actually, back to the farm thing. Just what I think. It'd be good if you could buy the animal you fed on the way out.
Well, this is the weird one. Is the one we've been to before had a section where you could buy produce. So let's bear this in mind. Your children have been patting newborn chicks, or they've been looking at newborn chicks in an incubator, and then you walk through a vacuum-packed chicken breast aisle. And if those children don't work that out, then you can't tell them. You can't go just to let you know, this is life. This is brutal, by the way.
This relates. I remember being young and going to a lambing, you know, when you go and see the lambs being born, when I was like 5 or 6. And then we went home and I went, what's for dinner, Mum? And it was a Sunday, so we were having lamb. And she said to me, we're having lamb. And I went, but they're lambs. And until I was 11, I thought lamb the meat and lamb the animal were two different things that just had the same name.
Well, this is the argument, innit, that people make, that children don't associate that little slab of pink with that thing that they've just been bottle feeding like a baby. Whereas actually what they said is, you know, you should have to nurse an animal to understand, and I think everyone will be vegetarian. I've said to Gemma, I'd happily be a vegetarian. If the world, like if we were talking about, you know, being in cavemen, I wouldn't be hunting. If you said to me now, what's for dinner? Get your spear. Let's go and get a wildebeest. I'd be like, you can bollocks, mate. It's too dark. I'm tired.
No.
I've got arthritic knees.
Mate,
I'll have some plants.
You're too dyed in the wool comedian. You'd be in the corner writing a bit about how spears are too long.
Yeah. Do you know when you're trying to get an angle on your spear? Do you know what? You know when you're cutting down your spear? You know, he knows.
Cave paintings, God, they're rubbish. You know, classic. Look, Scott, I think you have the energy, the work ethic, and the observance of petty grievances to really sort this country out. We've seen it here. Your 3 policies are incredible. I cannot wait to see how the rest of your premiership goes. Thank you so much, Prime Minister. If people wanted to find out where you were, if they wanted to, you know, come to a hustings, where can they see you live? You're on a never-ending tour, pretty much, aren't you?
Yes, I'm doing 2 tours at the moment.
Once again, why? Why?
I'll tell you why. Do you want to know why?
Yes, I do.
I want to be done early, and I want to be done at 55, 60, and then enjoy the rest of the twilight.
And then you'd be
years.
sat outside comedy clubs on a Friday night.
Peak time.
Peak time. Going, thank God that's not me anymore.
Yeah, heckling from the back. I used to do this. I can see the desperation in your eyes.
So you're on 2 tours. Blood Sugar Baby, which is also on Radio 4, which is a very personal story.
Yeah.
I can't wait to listen to that. And then your other tour is...
stuff, and that runs. Both of them are running 26 and into 27. Actually, one of them as well.
Also, get as many dates out of a tour as possible. That's what I think.
I never understand. Yeah, why cut it short?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're picking up people as you go and stuff. And but yeah, I'm having to. I don't know if you find this. You're on tour as well. I'm having to be careful what I'm eating now because I'm right in the midst of. For God's sake, someone give us some healthy options at the services.
I've started.
I'm
at a pack. So I'm not doing that. Like, what's this been? 32. I've got 9 left. I'm at packed lunch territory. I've been taking out my own salads and stuff. I'm so sick of it.
That's
because
the way
there's
to
points
do it,
where you're away for 4 days, and I think I haven't pooed for any of these. You're in the Newcastle stand toilet, thinking, how many more Buscapans do I need to break up and snort?
You're living like a bad Glastonbury. Going sort of eyeballs are changing colour. Do you know what I mean? Just in pain all night. But
the glamour of Coventry.
And it's scottbennettcomedy.co.uk if you want to find me.
I cannot recommend going to see Scott live enough. He's absolutely one of the best in the business. Genuinely phenomenal. So it's been an absolute pleasure to have you as our Prime Minister to balance with your 2 tours. Prime Minister, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You've been listening to I Am Prime Minister, hosted by me, Matt Richardson, and produced by Matt Needer. If you've enjoyed the show, forward it to a friend, leave us a 5-star rating or review, or write to your MP. I Am Prime Minister is a Wild Ambitions production.